Oh, no.
Drop some.
Don't do that. YouTube's live.
What's going on? What's going on? YouTube Outlaws, how y'all doing? Happy Saturday. Show Thursday. Outlaw Radio. What was it? Dirty Old Men. So go back, man. Go back on the YouTube page and check that out. Like I say, welcome.
Facebook's live.
What's going on? Facebook Outlaws.
Facebook.
The People's Network presents Outlaw Radio.
Outlaw.
I am Brother Talk to Teach Learn, the Truth Transfer Engineer. Saturday night is the night we come together, how we can continue on our quest to be healthy, wealthy, wise, free, happy, and full of joy up in here. So make sure you have your beverage. We'll grab a seat, turn the volume up. As we continue, brother, tell the people something good.
Peace, peace. I am the black woman's lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, your holistic health and wellness coach, Kamar Carter, checking in with the Nature's Nature Herbs and Supplements. Let's not forget the Nature's Nature Herbs and Supplements.
What you say?
Nature's Nature Herbs and Supplements.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, Kev. What's happening?
Let's get this work.
Hey.
What's up, Northside? How you do? OG social media. Oh, it's a necessity for me to utilize it to get my message out. So the People's Network. I got my brothers here tonight. We're going to have a great time. We're going to get engaged in some real Saturday night conversation.
Yes, sir.
But before I do what I do, before I say what I say, before I go, I'm going, I want to tell my people, beverage.
Hey.
Get you a beverage. It's Saturday night.
Beverage.
Hydrated.
We lived another week.
Uh-huh.
We lived another week. It's so good to be a black man. Let me tell you where I come from, right? Here's a little story about a nigga like me.
Never should have been let out.
They never should have let me get a college degree. So yes, if you black and you love it, hit like, hit share, hit follow, give us the hugs, give us the thumb up, give us all the energy as we go into this Outlaw Radio, living the dream. Happy to be here with my brothers, man. Outlaw Radio. We are on the precipice of a new year, a new decade, if you will. And I started doing what I do right now in 2006. I'm sorry, not 2006, 2014.
Okay.
So it's been 6 years.
That's a big number.
It's hard for me to think in sixes. I have a problem with sixes, right? I think in fours. So I'm from Capital. So no, I've done this for a very long time, and I'm glad to say I get a lot of love from the mill, so I love y'all. And you know, there is love. And, you know, as a black person, you get caught up and trapped in the ideology that we're based on hate. We're not a hate-based people.
Oh, come on.
We are the most loving, forgiving people you will ever meet. We have forgiven everybody.
Too much so sometimes.
From abusing us. I almost said abusing. Abusing us, we've forgiven them. We are a people of love. So how do we become the poster people for hate? Let's get it in. It's Saturday night. Say something. Tell me what y'all want to talk about. We got a lot of topics. I got a lot of people watching. Shout out to Ladella Greer, big homie, OG, triple OG. I got a Kevin Light watching. I got Adam Kasoki. I got Rick Muhammad. Rick Muhammad, come on in, man. The Ram Report.
Come on in and talk about it.
We get it done. It's Black Expression.
Yeah.
So it's the show. If you're across the 40-year-old plateau, you now exist because you still have the same nasty ass thoughts you had when you was 20 years old. Go back and watch the show. Happy to be here, man. This is what I love to do. I'm in love with this microphone. If I licked it on air, Jason would hold it against me. So I'm gonna hold that right.
Easy, right? Try not to.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I can't complain, man. For a middle-aged fella, doing all right.
I'll tell you something good.
Yeah, man. I'm living a dream. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what page you on, right?
And what your dream is.
Shout out.
Shout out to Dante Chestnut, man. What's going on, brother? Shout out to brother Tef, man. Get better, bro. Man, you know who?
Shout out to Next Level Vegan. To the whole Sherman Phoenix family over there, actually. You know what I'm saying? Honey B. Sage, Funky Fresh, all of them. All the family in the village. That's what we call it. The village. Rain Truth. Yeah, Rain was just in Milwaukee today.
What's up, Coop?
I forgot exactly where she was.
In there?
Because of my
no, I ain't see. I'm not in the
Coop
chat.
in there?
No,
okay.
No. Shout out to OG Kelly, man.
Man, OJ.
OJ Kelly.
OJ,
the OG.
OJ Kelly.
It's
Yeah.
the Jews.
Watch the Thursday night show.
Yeah.
OJ changes the game. OJ is a different kind of animal. We've captured that in the zoo we call Outlaw Radio. This is the show people that don't get to be heard. They talk about you, but they don't talk to you. Why is that? Yeah. Shout out to 3041 North. 414-810-3131. Mr. Terry is a diligent businessman in the community. Man,
414 Life.
right. 414 Life, Brother Mendoza, Forte, Capitol Drive, baby. You know how we do it. Shout out to Atkinson. Shout out to Capitol Drive, man. 7th Capitol, 18th Capitol, 19th Capitol, the Clemens Heights boys, all that type shit, right? Like we come through this, right? So like I said before, it's OG social media. This is the social media for the OGs. Just because you old don't mean you don't want to be like young people don't fuck with Facebook because they be like, that's for old people. That's why we go live on Facebook, for real, to talk to the old people, to talk to the dirty old men.
And women.
And dirty old women. Let's not forget them.
And women.
They get you in too.
Man. And if you a dirty old woman, ride with us, right? Get it in. I would hate to hook up couples, but I guarantee you, if you a dirty old woman, there's some dirty old men.
Come here, girl.
Baby girl, let me tell you something.
Come here, girl.
Why is always the voice you have, baby girl?
Social media dream.
Well, just a dream.
Or just a dream?
The thing that was put on us as people of color, because, and I call him Martin Luther, but you got to understand his name, Martin Luther King, is his rap name. His real name is Michael. His father changed the name in lieu of some Romanian Catholics, right? Right, I know.
He thought he was doing the right thing, though. Right?
Well, I'm sure he was.
He thought he meant well. His intentions.
The name Martin Luther is not African in its origin. You think about it, it's Roman Catholicism involved.
Right.
From the rooter to the tutor. Hate to make you feel uncomfortable.
He was a Baptist minister. I mean, you know.
And that's what they do. They change their names and their son names.
Yeah. So
he's the greatest. You put everything that Martin Luther King said for people of color. That's the gamut. Like, he is the ultimate. And then you have Obama, who's supposed to be an extension of his dream. But what was his dream?
Was it?
Little black boys. According to the context of his speech.
Well, the whole speech, though.
Let's take it right.
Not just the clip that they made.
So we talking about his dream.
Well, that's who they say who had a dream.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
I ain't never told nobody I had a dream and they quoted me. Because my dreams be nasty. Like, I had a dream it was me and 3 Puerto Rican midgets. And people be like, Kev, don't say that and watch footage. Don't do that. When you give me dark shit, I'll tell you that. I love my brothers, man. No, but the reality of this is everything is defined by a leader who was basically murdered 50 years ago. His words, his approach, his methodology of nonviolence. We will allow ourselves, see, and if you really are a black person, historian like myself, you understand that there's such thing called the Atlanta Compromise, in which W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington said, what's better, to let us just be subjugated, but let us work jobs, or can we fulfill some of those intellectual jobs too? We should be crusading to be there. It was the first Tupac and Big. And it disturbs me that black people our age don't know it.
Well, you know what? When you just break it down to its basic primary compound, not to turn into KRS,
right?
But
HRS one.
Oh, but anyway, listen. So when a farmer plants, vegetables, right?
Yes.
They plant the carrots with the carrots, the potatoes with the potatoes, right? They don't plant the corn amongst the cabbage. That's not how it works. So the fact that we keep trying to integrate ourselves and get into what they're doing and transform ourselves into their way of being and their way of thinking is the mistake. So however you manage to go about that, it's going to end up wrong in the long run anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you keep asking somebody who has shown you that they don't give a shit you, that you want them to love you, you're misguided.
Right.
There is no love from the other side. Understand this. You cannot go to your enemy. And whether or not you controlled, whether or not this was your enemy, you cannot go to him or her and say, Well, I just want you to love me because they're gonna say, now that you're here, I'm gonna hate you more.
Man,
you have to exist, fortify, and empower yourself.
Well, you'll take that. Well, I'm gonna do this thing.
Right.
So they've shown it, and so the fact that we keep bumping our head up against that same wall, sometimes I have to just sit back.
What's the dream? Like I said, let's examine the speech. Little black boys, and little black girls would join hands and live together. So we got DeBarge from
old Negro spirituals.
We got DeBarge from that. He was right on that. DeBarge made love the song. Right, so
no, because we were never judged by the content, of our heart instead of.
No, I'm saying based on the speech.
Right, that was in the speech that we could be judged on the content of our character instead of the color of our skin.
But he wanted little black boys and little white men. You know what happened when a black man hold hands with a white woman? We did, and we got the silvers.
No, because here's the thing. That didn't start there. Thomas Jefferson was making the bargains.
Right.
I get it.
Little black boys.
Little black boys. All the white girls.
Thomas Jefferson had some DeBarges.
Man, it wouldn't mean a thing.
It makes some good music.
If you didn't have my love to ride, honey, there's some love for real. Stop it.
Y'all terrible.
In the heat of the rhythm of the night.
Glass over here too.
So we got Obama, who in himself, actually, if you've ever really want to get to it, and I know sometimes the truth is something that's hard to process. You're of mixed lineage. Your father was a true African, but your mother was a true white American. A baby boomer, if you will. The descendant of the greatest generations. If you don't understand how this country is defined generationally, and that's something else that's Googleable.
It's Googleable, but see, we can't lose sight because when you get those, you are the seed of your father.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. And so, if you have an apple tree and you get an apple from the seed from the apple, and you bury it in soil in China, the apple tree is gonna grow.
When the last time an apple tree walked across the yard and fucked the apple tree?
Again,
the pear tree.
Whatever soil you plant the seed in.
So you plant an apple tree over here and a plum tree over here, and the apple tree gets up and goes over there and hit off the plum tree. Now you got plum apples. See, nature doesn't mix.
I agree.
When the last time a lion made it with a deer and you had a lion deer?
Right.
We are the only ones who do that.
No, we don't. What do you mean? We're the only ones that do that.
We humans mate with other humans. Like leopards don't mate with jaguars. There's no jaguar leopard.
Then even though they might be part of the cats, right? But they
different species of penguins don't mate with different species.
What if a penguin?
I think that would be a better analogy.
Right. Okay. What if a penguin? What if the mighty eagle, right? What if the mighty eagle was flying over the forest, right? And he said, "There go that." Wait, hold on. What if the eagle said, "There go that penguin bitch I've been watching."
All right.
And he swooped down there and hit her up. Would there be a flying penguin after that? No. The natural selection says you don't do that.
In other words, kids, there's no such thing as evolution.
Well, Darwin said that. And if you
since he said it,
if you're in the dark,
believe what's real. What's real is the seasons change. What real is you plant and you harvest.
Yeah, and that's
what's part of the matrix. What's made up is Republican or Democrat, right? What's made up, what's fictional, is not real is debt or credit. See, that's made up shit. Right. So you can just know the difference between shit that's real.
You know what's real,
and shit that's made up.
Chipmunks don't fuck squirrels. They don't even get confused.
That's real.
Right.
Now, if they do, some people say no. It's called a badger. I don't know. I don't know about the cross pollination.
Yeah, well, no, stop.
Raccoon and the beaver.
Right.
Stop.
Right.
I don't think it's
a beaver who can jump.
I don't think they meet up one like that.
That's done. It's done. It's done, but it's done in a laboratory.
Right. On the only way.
Somewhere here in America.
Yeah. Ours is done in the bathroom. Right.
Ew.
I know. It's nasty. So I'm gonna talk about Obama a little bit tonight.
Yeah. People listen. I had some people getting mad about a post about Obama, man. I had to, going back and forth today. I don't usually do that.
No, because Obama exists as a real static entity, and see, now Michelle and himself are enjoying the fruits of their labor. And I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but you see them purchasing a $12 million home in the Hamptons. You see them just money falling everywhere. But why are we worshiping them? Okay, it's not Obama's fault that Trump has come in our ass that we knew he was prior to his election. We know that Trump is a white folks problem. And white folks know that Trump is a white folks problem, which means they understand why they're losing their jobs. They understand why they didn't know they were on welfare, but they fucking were. They understand right now that those tariffs destroy everything you work for if you work in industrial America. They now are understanding that when he said healthcare, you thought the Affordable Health Care Act, because that's what it's called. It's not called the Obama Act. It's not called Obamacare.
That was meant as a slight, right?
Yes, it's called the Affordable Health Care Act, you dumbass white people. And you went against it and your ass lost your shit too.
Fox News.
You can't take your pills. Die slow.
Wow.
Right. Die slow.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna say something else.
No, I was gonna say, go say something else. Dig the shovel out, bro. Go ahead.
There's a hypocrisy in our democracy.
For sure.
You don't understand this. Let me break it down to you like this. We have a Democratic mayor here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we've been under Democratic leadership for the better part of 40 years, right? Mayor Meyer, who was a staunch Republican, old school, who cooperated with the National Guard when we did 1967 riot and just said, fuck it, just let it burn, right? The long, hot summer. Be historical, be purposeful, do your research. You'll understand that. But Mayor Barrett, he has one thing that black people can't shake. He has star qualities. You saw him on the news so many times, and don't get it twisted. 4, 6, 12, 58 don't fucking represent us. Stop it. The Journal Sentinel, I hope it gets sold 7 more times. I hope they end up in a broke down house on 3rd and Valley. And all the paper boys get robbed every morning.
But what media really does represent?
There is none.
Well, I hope the paper boys get robbed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
But don't work for them.
Yeah, that's a little bit more far down the
Hot out
line.
It's hot out here.
But let's not totally let Obama off the hook, because
Go ahead.
What if at the end of Trump's reign, so to speak, he has actually, after everything you said about him, and which I totally agree, but what if by the end of his one term, he has actually signed more things into, change more legislation
I got that.
to assist black people specifically than Obama did in 2 terms? Then what say you?
Well, first of all, let's go back to this. The whole purpose of this is for you to ask yourself, are you living the dream that Martin Luther King, in his infinite knowledge and wisdom, set forth for us? Are you living the dream of your grandmother?
Well, he's supposed to be the manifestation of so. Yeah, so go ahead.
Are you living the dream of your grandmother?
Yes, sir.
Who just wanted to change the generational curse of poverty, slavery, and subjugation?
Thank you. Say that.
Achieving, we shall overcome. It wasn't written for nothing. I'm so tired of living this life. You know what I'm saying? Those Negro spirituals were cries for help.
Yes, sir.
And they wanted us, as extended members of the family, to build on it. So are you living a dream? You got a car? You got a motorcycle? Your girl get her hair done every week? Your kids go to great schools? You're in charge. You're a drop in the bucket, and there's a hole whether or not great dudes were from around you. And even if you look at sports, the great coaches have a coaching tree. So I might be a great tree are winning championships. That's living the dream. Is your lineage extended? Ask yourself that. And see, we have a hard time asking ourselves the tough questions.
Well,
the coon in me.
Even with all that stuff, you have all of those things and you live in a particular life, but are you the exception and not the rule? So as long as you are one of the few, and the people that are suffering are one of many, right? You see what I'm saying? Then it doesn't count. That wasn't the dream.
But what if it take digging in yourself and working on yourself to overcome a lot of this shit? Because a lot of it be our own self-doubt. You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit that held me back because I had a lot of self-doubt, a lot of fears for doing something. So therefore, it would take for me to dig in myself to start trying to fight or overcome some of these problems.
But I agree with that.
Most of us don't even know.
There's some of that's correct. But you know what? At the same time, there's something within the system that gave you doubt and gave you fear in the first place.
No doubt.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
we was brought up, as kids in school, learning the laws, the rules, the understandings of the people that hate us, of our enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you would have not had those issues. You see what I'm saying? If the playing field
well,
had been fair.
no doubt. I'm just saying at this point, you know what I mean? It's like I got to dig in myself to pull myself out of that rut.
Some of it. I mean, there's some of that, but that drum has been beat so long that pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Well, it's working for me right now.
But that's good for you. Like I said, but are you the exception or are you the rule? Because if it's just working for you, then it's just not working.
Well, maybe these are some steps that you should take to do it.
But I don't think everybody's path is the same.
Listen,
so I think your steps are.
I'm just saying. Well, you know what I mean.
It's Outlaw Radio,
can't say
baby.
if it's an exception.
It's Outlaw Radio on a Saturday night.
You know what I mean? Because like I say, it could be some steps that I take that can be like some specific rules. Now, if you follow some of this shit, because this is some shit. What I do now is what I've been studying. My way of life. That's what it is. It's the way of life I've been studying. I've been living this lifestyle, and it's been working for me. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying, maybe it is some certain steps, some things that we need to do with ourselves first.
Because they work for you.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
And it could work for anybody.
It could work for anybody.
It's an infomercial behind it.
It absolutely is, because to be honest, what works for you works for you. Like everybody's path is not the same. Everybody's understanding is not the same. Everybody's issues is not the same. So I agree. I can no possible way I can argue that works for you is working for you. What I can say is what works for you will not work for everyone.
Shout out to everybody watching. Let me do some shout outs. It's Outlaw Radio, Saturday night. Living the dream. We're living what dream? I heard Farrakhan say one time it was a dream. And then he woke up and got shot in the face. Sorry. Listen, shout out. Let me do the shout outs. OJ Kelly, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, great shows. Check us out on Thursday nights. OJ comes in. He brings a whole nother gritty element. That's capital, right? We got let me go. So we got OJ. Shout out to him. Millie Queen, who support. Shout out to Millie Queen. Millie Queen, I'm buying a phone just for you. I want you to know that the phone is on the way for Millie Queen, because she goes so hard for us.
No doubt.
So shout out to her.
She just hit me on the inbox before we started. Is the show on? Where y'all at?
Right. I told her.
The show CPT.
Michael
we
Davis.
got to get her on the show, man.
Shout out to Mikey, neighborhood. Shout out to Della Greer. Like I said, hit like, hit share, hit follow, share the show. If you're in a group, share it to your group. It's Outlaw Radio. It's living the dream.
Yes, sir.
Where are you at right now? It's time for accountability for Black America, right? Like, you have to ask yourself who you with. What side you on? Would you sell your brother out for a little piece of change? Would you do something strange for a little piece of change?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you have integrity? Are you willing to deal with the fact that you're not as far ahead as you should be because you've operated in a certain fashion, which means you're anti-coon? Presents the fact that I'm not going to be counterproductive to my people, right? Remember we did the show, What Revolution?
Mm-hmm. Great show.
Whatever movement you're in, what's the revolution?
Show it.
What you revolt? What? Bread, hot dogs, meat, salad. What's your revolution?
Right.
What you do? Okay, what you doing? I'll wait. Don't worry, I'll wait. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of us really getting united for big picture politics, which is like my brother Farrakhan said, we just want to get free. We're not going to argue about religion because we don't know what the hell it means anyway.
We can figure that out once
we're free.
Once we get free.
Once we get free, we can all split in California and go different ways around the globe.
Most of the people that even deal with religion don't understand the conception or don't know the conception of the religion.
Yes. Y'all hold me
so
down.
we
I
don't
gotta
even
go to
know
YouTube.
religion.
But they can regurgitate a Bible scripture, right? And then I'm supposed to make life decisions based on that.
Right.
When you got a Bentley and I got a bus pass, two different B's.
And I got the wrong one.
Wait, and I helped you get your Bentley.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. Underground social media, right?
Yeah.
OG social media. Like young people say, well, Facebook is for old people. You goddamn right.
Right.
We'll take that.
We ain't trying to get too many teenagers. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck Instagram. Fuck Instagram. Well, we on
Don't
YouTube
say that.
too.
We on Instagram.
We gonna get there though. We gonna get there.
We got followers on Instagram.
When one of us figure it out, or somebody else
we
figure
all
it out
figure it out.
for us. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get there.
We got Instagram outlaws.
Let me share the YouTube because there's people
we got
commenting. There's people commenting on the YouTube and said the Black Panther Corner, evening comrades and family. What's up? When am I becoming an outlaw? Man, you gotta step in, man. You gotta go through a certain thing. You gotta swim naked.
Who that is?
And it's Black Panther Corner. Hit like, share the show.
Yeah, that's solid.
Share the show.
Talk about it.
Right. When you come an outlaw, you gotta swim butt naked in the Lake Minnetonka.
Purify yourself.
Lake Michigan,
Let me
right?
tell you must purify
That means
yourself.
you ain't purifying yourself in Lake Michigan.
You wanna be an outlaw?
You must purify yourself.
How many fights you done had?
Oh,
right? Did you ever get suspended from school? If you was quiet, we don't want you.
Did you live closer to
Shout out to Gigolo Jackson.
Capitol or Bobolink?
See, Capitol Drive. Yes.
Or Bobolink
CDTFB. Let me get to the shout outs though. Millie Queen, she said we have too many weak and comfortable in a murder cut. Ray Mendoza. Mendoza, you got to come back. You got to bring 414 Life. I want to show where Mendoza comes.
Real talk.
Because I really want to talk about, especially with this Fat Joe thing.
We didn't get a lot of time.
Because Fat Joe got the best Spanish-speaking rapper I've ever heard in my life. I don't know what he's saying, but I sing along with it. Ass up, face down. It's an all Puerto Rican song. With him and Cardi B.
Oh, yeah.
And I know he said Plata y Ploma, which is Escobar, which is bullets of bribes. But we got to get Mendoza to come back here, especially talk about Big Pun. But my sister Millie Queen, she said that's me, the Black Panther Corner. Stop playing.
All right,
I'm sorry, sister.
Listen, my bad.
She's dealing with both of us on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, we didn't know. We didn't know. Shout out to that sister, man. We got to bring her on. She has to come in. You know, and I want to say rest in peace to once again. 2019 has been an egregious year for murder in Milwaukee.
Red Rock.
First of all, at one point we had lost control where black women, were being murdered wholesale in this city.
We never gained control.
And I've never seen it. And I've been in the streets, I've been out the streets, I've been an observer, I've been involved. Sisters used to be off limits. It used to just be the brothers getting mowed down. But this year in Milwaukee, this past year, a lot of sisters died via gun violence. And a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So the murder is becoming wanton, right? It's becoming overly aggressive. It's spilled over, right? And we know with white dudes dying every day from opioid addictions, this should be a time where we sit back like, hey, it's y'all turn. But we can't because we still shooting each other. And there was a 15-year-old black man and a 17-year-old brother who were murdered in 2 days, in 48 hours in this city. And it's ridiculous. Let me tell you something. I'm about the action, right? I'm with the shits, right? I'm all about that life. But I'm saying even in that, you have to understand when there's time to put the guns down and just do business. Because the guns destroy business. You can't do business when the guns is fired.
Right.
You want to get money on your block, youngsters? I shouldn't even give you this much game, but I will. You want to get money, put the guns down, right? Blunts over bullets. It's about to be legal in Illinois.
CBD.
Right. Drink some oil, drink some tea, listen to Erykah Badu, cross your legs.
Whatever you got.
Touch yourself.
All that
Whatever you got.
Want to keep you from shooting a setup. And then the sister who's an activist here, sadly, her son who was murdered. The sister was doing a drug deal according to the people. I don't know how they villainize us.
Absolutely do.
But they said they found drugs, money in the car. And they didn't say that off top.
Always take that with a grain of salt. Consider the source, right?
I do. I do.
Associated Press told you that.
Yeah.
Relax.
And you know, and really, we shouldn't even known about that.
You know, I don't even mean it like, you know what I'm saying? Because
right.
that's all where we're going to get our information from,
Yes,
unfortunately. But you got to always, you know.
Shout out to Nate Sheard. Nate Sheard Sr. He's a new listener. He said,
what's up, man?
Listen, he's endorsing. He said, do that. Bring Millie Queen on. You brothers won't regret it. And white boys should be dying in prison even with opioid addiction. Ooh. So Millie Queen brings people to the side. We gotta get this sister out, man. Come on. We gotta get her on.
Yeah.
We can use
some estrogen.
I like the challenge.
Yeah.
It's Outlaw Radio, living the dream. I'm doing okay. I got a ride to get where I want to get. I done ate. Look at me. You can tell I've been full. If I ain't full right now, and trust I'm gonna eat after the show.
Ain't none of us missed a meal. We just all eat different things.
My kids is good. It's warm down here, right? So I paid we in
real tough,
right.
Am
I living the dream that to be able to get an education and have government loans and live on this never-ending credit line that this country supposedly supplies for you? And should I be happy right now? Or should I be like, man, I got a right to be hostile. My people are persecuted.
Maybe he meant he drank that one day you would be able to live your dream.
Okay.
And then it comes to a point where it's like, how big do you drink?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Is there a limit?
Yes.
On where you see yourself? Is there a limit? How big do you see yourself? You know, and then again, you know what I'm saying?
Are you living a dream? I want to put it on you because you got nature's in the turn.
I'm gonna tell you.
You have a new understanding. Are you living a dream?
Right now, I'm living better than I ever thought. I'm feeling better than I ever thought. I'm thinking better than I ever thought. So you know what I'm saying. But I'm not living the dream that I see. I'm not living what I see yet. You know what I'm saying. But it's coming.
Okay.
I believe that right now we all blessed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all. You know what? I'm living the dream of people that live in a refrigerator and they can take care. Just listen, I'm living the dream in that way, but I don't think we live in the dream that he made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel blessed. I don't mean to be ungrateful.
I think that's really on an individual basis too.
Absolutely.
Are you living the dream?
Well,
it's
all relative. It depends on what you compare it to.
You live in a dream with somebody in a third world country could be dreaming.
Listen, they just wish that
they just won't shoot.
It's somebody right now that wish they was
dream
born.
could be this. Your dream is up here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just like business too. That's how you should find yourself working with people.
Well, and that's how big
bigger and their visions are up here.
Now I want y'all to
how big you
exactly.
Some people
said Erykah Badu has crossed over allegedly, so you might need somebody else on that playlist. Well, you know what? That's fine. I don't know what she's doing in 2019, but I know
what she crossed over to. Talk to me.
I don't know, but I know whatever she's doing in 2019 is fine. But what she said in 1997 was, "We were, but they fear him just the same." Right? The mothership can't save you, so your ass is gonna get left. Mm-hmm. And that was good enough for me. Right. So I did Erykah booty a little bit bigger. She might have went to the Venus route. You know how Venus and Serena did.
We always got to consider the source.
Your booty, you're taller than white man. We understand that.
Got to consider the source. None of us ain't talked to Badu unless you talk to her. You know what I'm saying?
I heard if you talk to her, you end up in the circus with a ring in your nose. Collective is still fucked. No doubt.
I concur, my sister. I concur.
So it doesn't matter. And I'm glad she said that, because that's why I ask each one of us, am I living a dream? Well, I'm not totally living a dream because I'm concerned about sending my kids out into my community. Ooh. Like I have to, as much as I put into my children, when they say, well, Dad, can I go do some of the stuff that you used to do in the community, such as walk to the corner store, such as go to the playground? I'm gonna tell you something about my generation. My parents never worried about where I was because we had a real strong community. Mm-hmm. We ended up at the lakefront. We was all over the place on dirt bikes in some backwoods somewhere, jumping off a ramp. My parents never asked me where I was. When I was a little kid, when I came out, I said, where was you at? I was outside playing, right? Sure. My mother would tell me, why are you in the house? Take your ass outside and play. I can't do that with my children now. There's pedophiles.
Oh no, I agree.
There's crazy traffic. Crazy. It's so much.
Listen, it's such a different world, man. It's such a different world. But when we planning for the future, I think that I just even listening to the conversation, I hear a lot of I, me, and my. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And even when we had a right spirit and we talking about I, me, and my children, I think that we need to start looking for the next generation to set them up to do better than we did. It can't be about I, me, and mine. You know what I'm saying? Because we late for that. You know what I mean? More of us got, you know, when I say us, we got more time behind us than we got in front of us, right?
Yes,
it can't be about I, me, and mine at this point. You know?
Yes, sir.
So are you the exception and not the rule?
Right.
If it ain't happening for all of our people, then it ain't happening.
Right. You got to sacrifice for the next generation.
And that's what we haven't been doing, and they have.
So in the words of 8-Ball and MJG, lay it down, lay it down. You hoes lay it down. Right? I got to make a street shit, right? I got to make a street shit. Oh, man.
Intellectual.
OG social media, man. Tell the people, man. Tell them how you feel, man. You know, I'll talk about Obama because I had this thing where we go against Obama. We should have felt that way. It was a groundbreaking moment in this racist ass history of this country.
Yes.
But we have to understand too and look at him objectively and say, well, you know, what did he really do? So I had an article. It's in the People's News Network.
Yes.
It's Obama's top 50 accomplishments.
Was it top? I thought it was top 10.
It was 50.
Was it 50?
Right.
Okay.
But a lot of it was bullshit.
Yeah. Well,
a lot of it was just some shit that didn't have nothing to do with us.
Well, none of it had nothing to do with us.
Well, some of it did. Because
no,
when you talk about when he went in and tried to go at redlining and the loaning practices and procedures of corporate America, when you look at some of his actions against you know, disparities in home ownership like he did, but it was just like a splash in the bucket for each one. The biggest thing for him is affordable health care and all of his legislation that benefited the LGBTQ community, which I'm not. The B in LGBTQ, you don't stand for black. You don't stand for that.
No, it
stands for bisexual.
No, it stands for everything sexual. It stands for screwing sheep
Everything.
or you know, whatever.
Everything except straight.
Anything you want to do, anything but straight heterosexual sex.
Well, there was some attempts at social justice, like articles written. First of all, it's written by a very hard-line liberal,
okay,
who wants to convince you to vote Democratic anyway. When you read this, understand that.
So it's slanted.
They're gonna paint a pretty picture, because when you talk about his Wall Street reform, and when you talk about his reform for things that absolutely positively have nothing to do with the price of tea in China in regards to people of color, that's there as well. Listen, I'm a black man. I don't give a fuck what you did for LGBTQ. I don't. I'm sorry. Cancel culture, come get me. I don't. You gay. So what?
Great. Good for you.
You like it. You like it going in your exit.
Good
right? Like, so.
I knew you was going to say
right.
Like,
I'm just saying,
I'm going to say straggler, struggler, straight salami smuggler. That's Ice Cube that y'all watch his movies now. Ice Cube said that. Yeah, so he's a straggler, struggler, straight salami smuggler. Yeah. Right? Every time I see the bitch, she's looking uglier. And if you got a trick ass on your left, sitting there with dick on her breath, I ain't gonna go that far. Go watch Friday. Go watch Friday. Right. That's too short. It ain't but a word to me. Right. So
I had a conversation with a sister today who was trying to tell me, because based on that same I believe that same post, right?
Okay.
That I hated myself because I didn't want to see the good.
Did you post it?
And say, yeah, I did post it. And I hated myself because I didn't want to see the good in something our brother was doing for us. So I brought up to her what he did with, you know, his hand in what happened in Libya. Right? He helped to murder Muammar Gaddafi, and how those people over there are suffering, and they got open slavery and shit happening right there. But you care about black people so bad. What about those black people? You know what I mean? So any brother who kills my brother is not my goddamn brother.
Well, first of all, what about this?
Wake the fuck up.
What about the fact that a black man who's president says before he even gets elected that I refuse to establish a black agenda because I'm everybody's president? And then they made drawing. They said your wife got a penis, cuz. They drew monkey pictures of you. They got pictures on the internet of your wife with a dick print in her pants. But you want to be their president. You Steven from Django. Where's our Django shit at? You're Steven from Django.
But if you trace his bloodline, he got some of that. He's related to some of them.
A little pink.
Like,
you like your steak medium well.
Well, this is prime pink, right? This is the top of the line pink he made. This ain't just regular pink. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
it's presidential pink.
This is great pink.
USDA
Get you in the White House.
Presidential pink.
So
USDA.
he's more dedicated to that pink than anything
It's
black.
Oprah pink.
On the inside.
Hey, brother Nate Sneed said Malcolm said there is no I in we, no doubt. He said
Real
under
tough.
Obama we lost most wealth as a people than any other president. Check the record.
Yeah.
Millie Queen said, "Fuck Obama, weak ass." Nate Sneed said, and we need to treat Obama for what he showed us, a treasonous traitor.
Hey.
She said he was a pimp walking and grinning for his honky relatives.
He was grinning
Nate
too.
said, and what he did with Africom. Millie Queen said, "Fuck Michael. I mean Michelle." Millie Queen, come on, sis. Like, she gotta come. She gotta come on the show, man. I don't know where she's from.
That's funny.
And I've watched her. I've been on her page. I watched her thing. I've listened to her speak. I'm gonna get the phone up. We're gonna bring the sister in.
Do that.
She's cool. I like that, man. Y'all should take a lesson, man. If you listen to the show, hey, I like it when it's interactive like this. Now we got this thing here since we're talking about it. 50 Cent versus Oprah Winfrey.
This nigga, man. Talk about 50, man. He's always 50 against
I'm saying at least he picked a fight with somebody his size this time, right? You know what I'm saying?
She got money.
Oh,
she got money too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
exactly.
See, because I know the Eminem thing dominated us last Thursday. So I got a new beef for y'all. I told you it's OG social media. 50 against Oprah. There's two old people, right? 50's mad because she's going at Russell Simmons because, right now the cancel where if you ever even said to a chick, give me the nappy and make me happy.
Weinstein. Well, she got pictures kissing and loving up all on him. Dude, how can you say anything? Shut up and sit down, Oprah. Go get in the corner. Sit your ass down. She got pictures all hugging up and loving on him and kissing it. They all over the internet, right? You was all with that. You can't go after nobody with no sexual misconduct or any of that until you go after your white pimp.
First of all, Oprah has no sexual identity.
Get out of here.
She's a eunuch. You don't have a man.
Let me tell you, she had some behind the door casting couch moments. She ain't a damn eunuch.
I'm on my YouTube. I see Pamela Triplett. She said, "Hey, OMG."
What's up,
welcome to Outlaw Radio.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome to Outlaw Radio. You will say, "OMG."
Hey, that was my cousin from the one time she was talking about something. She slammed the door and left out the room or something. After she got done talking shit. Yeah, that's Pam. What's up, Pam? How you doing?
But
What's good?
It's 50 right. It's Oprah. You did the R. Kelly thing. She didn't do that. She did the Michael Jackson thing.
Okay.
And now she's going after R. Kelly.
Why she don't go after Weinstein?
Well, see, Weinstein still, people get it twisted. Let me explain something about Weinstein.
Explain it to us.
They talked about the payout. The payout was $25 million, but it was via insurance companies that he had employed to protect his various business interests.
He's in jail.
Right. No, well, hold on. Just let me lay it out because people don't understand that regardless of his payouts, he still is on trial. He still has to go to court. That's civil. This is not criminal. This is why you gotta understand the court system. The payout was civil, and it didn't come from his pockets. It came from his insurance.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. If you have a business, insure your shit. You know what I'm saying? So that pays the victim, but he still has a criminal case. Now the question people are asking is, well, if he's already paid them out, then that mean they won't come to testify, or whatever. Well, that's on the attorney to subpoena the right people. So the legal process, whether you like it or not, has to play itself out. That's all I'm saying.
You know, earlier we talked about what's real and what's not real.
Okay.
What you just said right now, it makes sense. It's very.
I just explained
No,
it.
that's what I said. It makes sense. It's very intricate. You explained it very well. But you know what? It's not real. You know what's real? Cosby's in jail. Same crime.
He will be too.
Same crime, different skin color.
He will be
Cosby's in jail. All right, listen. R. Kelly in jail.
He will be
same.
too.
Listen, all those other people, they're not in jail.
Weinstein get sweated first.
He did. And Cosby's
and
in
then Cosby
jail.
got sweated.
So right.
And all in between time, Cosby got sweated, went to jail.
That's actually inaccurate.
Okay.
That's what I'm asking.
What is accurate is Cosby's in jail.
Let me tell you something. First of all, this thing with Cosby started almost 20 years ago.
Oh,
Hold on. Bro, let me. Damn, man, you swung the mic. Don't. I told you, I'm swinging the mic. I'm swinging the mic.
I turned it gently.
I know. Just be careful.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Cosby had a daughter, a supposed illegitimate daughter. This is 20 years ago. She decided she wasn't getting a big enough piece of the pie, so she exposed him. This is like 1993, right after Ennis died. And with that comes the allegations. That's where the allegations come. When you find that he's been all these years while playing this moral dad, had a bastard daughter that she didn't get to come to the man. Check stopped coming, but the Cosby Show's still running, right? So that comes out, and then those allegations surfaced then. This didn't start then. R. Kelly, we know, especially as dirty old men. R. Kelly married Aaliyah in '93. We knew that.
Yeah.
He was acquitted because we had the video.
And then he wrote, "I Believe I Could Fly."
Well, but we had the video, the ghetto porn video where he was pissing on everybody, right? Dave on 2P on you. This is 20 years. Weinstein.
I'll pee on you.
Right.
Pee on you.
3-4 years ago, it came out that Weinstein was on some Hollywood bullshit. He's lost his production company is for new. It's done. He's lost all of that. But see, the courts have, because he's on trial in New York. So it's not as fast as if you're on trial in Glendale. So he's got to answer a criminal call. Now, I'm not saying that they're not. So if they let him off, we know what it is. It's white privilege. But he still has to do that. This payoff was perpetuated by the media because the insurance companies had to do that legally, contractually. They had to pay out because the company is kaput.
Okay, so let's take Weinstein.
Let's
take Weinstein off the table, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna say Bill is in jail. You tell me one of them that's in jail for the same crime. One.
Well, I can name it.
We're going to do it.
Well, hold on, bro. There's a lot of white pedophiles that are
hurry up
in jail. Yes.
Hurry up.
Take your time.
No, hurry up.
We go to a different topic and you get back to me later because you won't find.
But you asking me about white celebrity pedophiles because in terms of white pedophiles, there's thousands of white.
There are thousands of white celebrity pedophiles too. Whether you're talking about okay, because Charlie Sheen, we can go down the line.
I know you want that, look, bro.
Okay,
I'm with you. I ain't against you.
Okay, no, I'm just with you.
I'm your old ass down. Why you fuck around, stroke out on the goddamn microphone? Shit.
I mean, come on.
Let me get back to Millie Quinn. She said, "Free my homie Bill. He was screwing dried up junkie, mostly white tricks." She said, and he in jail. Free my homie. She said, "Don't white bastards."
Fucking them, man.
She said,
They was just saying the drug.
Hold on, Millie Quinn. She said these white bastards have been raping since the day they hit the ground. R. Kelly, this is Nate Sheard. R. Kelly was a street matter, not a cracker problem. This is why we need you. We need to bring a black code and enforce it. I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Reading's fundamental.
It is.
Listen, but y'all can still try to, please. It's Outlaw Radio, living the dream. Listen, we all feel a certain kind of way about this thing. We do. I still listen to Home Alone. I will, unapologetically. I wouldn't give a fuck. I fight everybody in the party. Play the song. Especially Keith Murray verse. It's classic. It's a time.
Make sure the kids are in.
Well, it's a point in time in history in my life when that song was really relevant. He pissed on everybody. I didn't get pissed on. It's fine.
You just thought it was raining.
Oh, I know, because then I would have fought everybody. Somebody had
not if you thought it was raining.
I promise you, I look up every time it's raining, and if it's a dude on the balcony, I'm like, "Hey man, stop playing."
Yeah, your mouth open when you look up.
Oh, you make it nastier. He makes it nastier. He makes it nastier.
I'm just saying.
Is 50 right about Oprah? Is 50 right about Oprah?
I mean, shit.
Is she just
after people? You need to go after everybody. You know what I'm saying? She really need to be spearheading the whole Weinstein thing because everybody got a problem with Weinstein.
Okay.
How you pay this money and then now I think it's just gonna get brushed under the rug or something. Why you pay off all the money?
Let's watch criminal trial.
Bill have to pay off a bunch of
like we watched all the others criminal trial. Like why we watched Charlie Sheen's.
Why Bill ain't pay out 20 million?
You got this.
Why Bill ain't pay out 20 million and then go to prison?
Come on, man.
Why
Bill
should
have
be
20
paying out
cents.
all this money and going to
Bill
prison?
just got
Hold on. Wesley Snipes walked into court with the money that he owed in taxes in his pocket. I owe
Right.
$6 million. He brought $6 million to
Yeah.
the courtroom.
Why you
Still
running?
go to jail.
And they still say you got to go to jail.
Bill got to quit it because Bill just got some head. Don't get it twisted. Ain't no raping head. Head is a consensual.
Bill
act.
Cosby, Bill Clinton got some head. I don't,
That's Bill Clinton.
But that was
That's what I'm
consensual.
saying.
Okay, I thought you said Cosby.
That
No,
was
Cosby
consensual.
was just dropping quaaludes.
This motherfucker's just
Right.
horny as fuck.
Wait, let me tell you, but Clinton didn't go to jail either.
Pamela Tripper said 50 is right. She said, "What's up, y'all?"
I think 50
Kelly
is right
just
too.
got
What's up?
charged for falsification of for
When he falsified documents, right? Listen, they throwing the book at him now. And my thing is never this. I'm not in defense of R. Kelly or anything he did. I'm simply holding up the fact that when you have a crime that a white person does and the same crime that a black person does, I'm just pointing out the differences in the treatment. That's all.
Right. And I just want to quote Devin. She said she loved me. I'm the only nigga that can make her left thigh shake. Ooh. Now, if I find out Devin is a pedophile after that, it doesn't change the impact of that lyric.
It does for me. If I find out Devin is you was a pedophile, you say, listen, I can't touch with you. Shout out, Dev. It does for me.
Wait me in hell, man. Go get that album.
Hey.
That's his last Rap-A-Lot album.
I don't think Face with them would have let him get down like that.
No, of course not.
Not if you know.
Because that's that cold.
You know what I'm saying?
Your boy Jay-Z knew R. Kelly was doing what he was doing.
Oh, you know, but remember Jay-Z just sprayed R. Kelly with tear gas and ran him off the tour. That ended the whole best of both worlds shit. Yeah. So you gotta understand that his weirdoness.
Oh, but you know what?
But then you know it's also some pictures of Jay with Aaliyah too. That motherfucker's been.
All y'all was pedophiles.
Wait,
and the terminal said
not even a layup. Not even a layup, but your girl, it's Beyonce, from what I understand, went all the way over her when you know what I'm saying when he got with her and made the deal with her daddy.
I used to have a homeboy who used to tell me this every time we be rolling and we be looking at girls. He'd be like, "Man, pull over." I'm like, "Nah, man, them little chicks." He said, "Man, she old enough to pee. She old enough to fuck with me." Listen, this was the '90s. It was the '90s. I didn't have no daughter yet. I'm just saying, I kept driving. I didn't stop.
Put that nigga out.
I didn't stop. Rest in peace, Cool.
Sorry, Cool.
I think we should stop holding these celebrities and shit to
y'all going on YouTube. I gotta go back to
on such a high plateau. You know?
Yeah, celebrities ain't shit.
Ain't shit either.
Rich niggas, they draw still stank. They still get funky.
They caught a break.
Come on, man. Here's the thing.
And got smart. Some of them got smarter after they caught the
Pamela Tripper just made a very important point. Now we gonna leave Jason out of this because I don't want him to get mad. But if he swing the mic again, I'm swinging on him. She said,
"Make me do it just as
all right. You gonna learn today." She said, "Play Step in the Name of Love. All y'all gonna get up. Don't front." Right. I know it's somebody's birthday.
Right.
He still swung it, by the way, right? It was a controlled swing. Hit, share, hit, follow, man, is Outlaw Radio on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
I would wish y'all a beverage, but my shit's empty. It's living the dream. How well are you doing? Like your ego feeds your existence, right? So you feel good. And material things, acquisition of wealth, like that pursuit of having that money, that's a driving force. To get that paper, and see, I see people right now who are up, right? At one point I was up in life, right? I had the diamonds, the cars, the property, the status, the street cred, everything. I was up. And there was people who was down. They was trying to, like, man, I'm just struggling. And I gave to them selfishly. I shared with them. I said, I feel great. I want you to feel good too. And I see people that are now up that were once down, and they got the nerve to look at me like, oh, I'm up now. So I'm over you. Motherfucker, I created this shit. I'll be back. Understand that the people who you look down upon are the people you got to fall past on your way back to the bottom. Because it's a cycle. It's cyclical. You're not going to always be on top. Life will give you some understanding and some straightening. And I think that black people who get on top get lost in the fact that, man, I got this nice house. And we're so subjugated. We say, man, look at me. I've defied the odds. Look at my house. Look at my property. Look at my kids. Everybody doing good. I got heat and shit. I got about 5-6 pair of shoes. You know, I got different shirts and different pants. I got a car. I put some rims on my car. You so impressed. I put CDs. I got TVs in my minivan. Meanwhile, white people say, let's start a company that can sell people TVs to put in their minivans.
Right.
Let's invent minivans. There's a need for more black engineers. There's a need for more black lawyers. See, in Milwaukee, if you grew up here, you understand that back in the days, we had certain hospitals that were located strategically around the city. St. Michael's, you know, all the different hospitals. They've all gone now. You know who got the best hospitals? The suburbs, Franklin, all these places, coincidentally, where they lock black people up at. And we haven't said a goddamn thing. Your ass get sick now, you got to go to a clinic. You don't go to no hospital. Your ass will be dying in the clinic. They'll take you from there to Freighter, which is outside the city. So you understand, all these situations they put us in, and you say, I feel good. I got good insurance. Your black ass will go in tonight with an emergency with something that's important, and they'll subjugate you and treat you like a third fucking class citizen. And let them old rich Jews come in there. That motherfucker will get room service and be served before you. Do not get it twisted. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter what job you have. It doesn't matter how much money you have. At the end of the day, you still a nigga to them. In your mind, you might say, I'm elevated, Kev. I'm woke. I'm not no longer a nigga. That's what they still see you as. Until we can stop that, we going nowhere fast.
And I want to just peel back one more layer and say that as long as money is our God, we lose.
Right.
So all the things that you talked about as material, as long as money is more important than people, we lose because they print the money.
Yes,
So if your idea of success is having material things that can be bought with money, you lose because they make the money.
Right.
They create the money. It's not even based on the gold that they stole from our continent anymore. It's just them punching a number into a computer and they create debt and they create credit. It's their game. We cannot win the game that they make the rules as they go along. We can't win that game. And so until we start loving people, each other, more than we love money, we lose. Right. Period.
Outlaw Radio, living the dream on a Saturday night. Are you living the dream? You comfortable? You got enough money? You got a nice car? You got you a Kia on some high-ass interest loan? You got a house? And you bragging to people, but your interest loan is double that of what the average white person's is. Do you understand the disparities in the credit rating? Do you understand the disparities in income gaps? Do you understand that the median income for black people in this city is basically $33,000, while at the same time, our white counterparts' average median income is $60,000 a year? Do you understand that?
Let's get our reparations in the land.
Right. Do you understand why reparations are needed?
Let's get our reparations in land, and keep in mind that they gave the slave owners who lost the slaves, gave them reparations.
Yes.
When they tell you you don't deserve it.
Right, so you comfortable? You feel good? You feel good right now. You say, well, Kev, I went to Marquette. I got a master's degree. I got a JD. I'm a lawyer. I have a PhD. I have this degree. I've worked for an esteemed place. I live in a distinguished neighborhood. I ride nothing but the best. I smell good. My shoes are good. My wife got Michael Kors. My kids are light-skinned. Everybody's fine. Everything is great. Bring your ass down here.
Your people suffer.
Come talk to your people.
Your people suffer.
Where you at? You will not get out of here alive if you ain't connected with the right people. I promise you that. And I got love in my neighborhood, and I still don't go back to it because I don't want to tempt and tease them. I don't have it good enough to come back down here and stand on them and say, I'm doing better than y'all. No, I ain't. I just live on the west side. I'm still fucking struggling. And I want to tell black people something else. If you ain't comfortable with this, stop listening to my show.
Oh, wait.
Unfriend me. Unfollow me.
They're supposed to not agree.
Let me tell you something. If I make you uncomfortable and you don't like what I say, tune in again. Tell your friends. Bring a cousin. Y'all come on. Get in the chat room.
I don't even want you to ride with me. When I tell you this, I know if you don't agree with this, I'm not riding with you, and you can't come by my house. You ain't getting to the cookout. Everything.
I give you a hot dog through the fence.
I won't even give.
Y'all, come on.
I pissed on it. Don't eat it. Listen. Everything
You
the
ain't
white
pissed on
man.
nothing out holding my hand.
If the white man told you, everything the white man told you is a lie.
That's true.
Your holidays, your customs, the song you sing. You voluntarily taken the Pledge of Allegiance, which for hundreds of years cemented our subjugation in this country. My country, tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Up thee I sing. Get the fuck land where my fathers.
Look, you know what I'm gonna get it.
Right. I went to public school.
Wait.
Song suck anyway. No
Left
song.
feet up.
Ain't no
Ain't no
soul
soul
at
in
all.
that song.
Kiss my ass.
But even on top of that, what you know about your favorite athlete, Antonio Brown, or what you know about LeBron James, they told you ain't never had a conversation with that brother, and you don't know. You love him because they want you to love him, and as soon as they want you to hate him, they'll say some shit, and you'll hate him.
As a football fan, I love football. Football saved my life. College football saved my life. I wouldn't have got to go to college if I couldn't play football. Stop it. They didn't want me. They didn't respect me intellectually. It was like, this big motherfucker can move.
Sprinkle me,
right,
man.
right.
Sprinkle me,
But
man.
I turned it into what I turned it into.
Sir. Credit to you.
So, but I'm saying this, we love the NFL. You brothers out here wearing jerseys. Nigga, you ain't on the team. When the Packers lose, they say,
we won!
We lost this week. No, you didn't lose, they lost.
They don't give a damn. They don't know who the hell you are.
When the Packers lost, I was on the phone with somebody. And they was talking about, did y'all win? I said, shit, I won.
Outlaw radio went off like a mother.
You know what I'm saying?
The word report was slamming.
Shit, I won.
I sold 3 cans of herbs today.
Winning.
And this same league that we worship so much is so Brody that Roger Goodell got enough nuts to stand in front of me and say, we moved on from Colin Kaepernick. Well, fuck you. And then you sign his receiver?
Coon Z led the way with that, though. We're past that. Your boy, the gatekeeper, led the way. He laid the foundation for that. So you can't say too much about Goodell because he can say, no, it's not a prejudice. Look, he did it. He said, your boy laid the foundation. That's why I don't respect that gatekeeper.
Right. You know what?
Y'all, again, I asked, y'all think Cap would have kneeled down if he'd got back in the league?
Hell yeah.
I said that.
Same reason he had that Kunta Kinte shirt on.
I said if he got back in, he shouldn't have kneeled because his point was made.
No,
but the fact that
black people still
but the fact that
and then in that sense, then it's like he'd have moved back.
Right. And he would have, because black people still died. The issue is still at hand.
But I look at this like a football player. Like you want to get it out. Like because that's what you are. And see, that's what I'm saying. I played the game. I know what it's about. Football is such an all-encompassing sport.
Like, he was looking at what he did.
Right. But I'm saying, I think if he went back, he should have just did about 3 or 4 years, got a couple more millions, and played the game.
He didn't want to go back. He had a Kunta Kinte shirt on. This was plantation shit. He didn't want to go back. That was a fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
So you agree with Stephen A. He didn't want to come back. I thought he wanted to come back, but I thought he wanted to do it on his own terms.
And that's it. He wanted to come back, but he didn't want to come back as want to come back. I'm going to show you that I can still throw the ball. I'm going to show you that I'm still a professional athlete, and I did that. So anything else is all on me. It ain't on my athletic prowess.
Maybe the Kunta Kinte shirt was a mask to make us think that, and he really did want to come back.
Let's not outsmart ourselves. What it was,
you know, it's something to everything.
It is, but it ain't always something behind everything.
Look, they're moving forward with the impeachment process.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Jason.
Yes, sir.
I respect your perspective.
No, it's not your perspective. Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm just watching.
No, tell us the news.
Well, they voted to move forward with it. Yeah. So, but I'm like, how many fucking times y'all gonna vote on this shit? He in charge of you. What the fuck, man?
Let that have been a nigga. He'd have been Bill. How come Bill Cosby wasn't charged this many times?
Well, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Bill beat the shit the first time. If you go look at the court records, when they tried him back in the days,
listen,
they tried him back in the days, and
Trump beat the shit the first time too when they accused the shit during the last goddamn election.
Well, he beat that, but the impeachment process is going from house to house, checks and balances. Come on, bro. You said it's a dog and pony.
You remember earlier when I said what's real and what ain't? That shit ain't real. That's a made up circus.
How y'all
this
feel?
Loop, that loop, jump through.
How y'all feel about the Democratic Party being able to get this through the House, get the articles of impeachment approved? Right now, it's looking like our president will be impeached.
He said our president will be impeached.
That's what it's looking like.
Woo!
That's what it's looking like.
I ain't got no president.
Not that motherfucker.
You have one, you might not acknowledge
You
it,
don't
but you have one.
represent no.
If you didn't have one, the tariffs wouldn't affect you. The tariffs affect you. If you didn't have one, his economic
tariffs affected me before he was in office.
If you didn't have one, his economic policies wouldn't affect you. His social justice policies wouldn't affect you, but they do.
Before and after him.
They do, right? So the president is a president.
Before and after.
It's never been.
It's my president.
Before and after him.
Come on.
Last president that affected you, the next president that had nothing to do with him.
Right. Everybody like fuck Trump.
Come on, like, come on, man.
Millionaire. I got to go back to YouTube because YouTube's popping as well. Where we at? And Pamela Triplets lighting this shit up.
What's up? What's up?
My home is bringing. No, and I'm trying to tell people that who walk around, black people talking about, yeah, I own my motherfucker home. Bro, until you get done paying for it, you don't own it. The bank owns it.
Let me tell you, even when you get done,
you still don't own the motherfucker.
Right. You own
taxes.
You own the building.
Property taxes.
Okay, wait, you own the building on the land.
Right.
Dig in your backyard and find some oil and think you own that shit, right?
Yeah. Really.
They'll come scoop that shit from you and tell you own a house.
Yeah, fall back on your taxes after you pay for
or that.
They come take it too.
Nate Shear said they don't have the votes in the Senate. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this play out. And as black people, we just observers anyways. Because like I said, if you don't invest in local politics, ain't no need on you worrying about the president.
The electoral college ain't for you.
Right, no. If you don't understand how to get your aldermen and your county supervisors and your state representatives and your senators and your congressmen, if you don't understand checks and balances and understand the civic process, then it does you no good to vote for the president anyways, because you don't know sheep shit from wild honey. But you got to get online with local politics in 2020. We have some very important elections coming.
I agree with that.
I kind of communicated with my sister Lena Taylor this week, and Lena,
No, listen. This Outlaw Radio, man. What's up?
Lena rides with us. Lena love us.
Talk about it.
Lena will be here, man. For all y'all who keep saying,
that's a show of faith.
Lena's coming. Lena's coming. We talked on Facebook. She gave me her headquarters address. I'm like, what is this? She's like, damn, I forgot to tell you. That's where I'm at.
I'll be nice this time.
Well, you was nice last time.
Be nice this time. Come on back to the show.
Don't be oiled up that day. Come on.
Don't do that.
Early stages.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna bring everybody who's politically, I'm gonna bring anybody who has a voice to say, because I feel like people listen to us and they watch us and they like what we do and they want to hear our perspective.
Shout out to the show.
But I'm gonna tell you what I'm not gonna do. If I supported you in the past,
not gonna do.
Right. If I supported you in the past, especially when nobody knew who you were,
and you was on, y'all was on here.
If you know me, I've been doing this for a long time, and we've had a lot of. I brought politicians in that nobody even knew was running. Nobody knew who.
Then they got elected.
Then they got elected, and then they decided that they won't come to the Chocolate City studio.
Don't even answer the calls.
No, come on. Don't tell me your people going. I tell your people, hey man, fuck you. Don't call me no more. On some real shit. This is Outlaw Radio. We don't do that. We don't do fake shit. We don't do fake love.
Right.
I'll ride with Lena because Lena's been here whenever I've called her. And Lena will come right now. And I know that I'm giving this space to run her campaign. And any other brother who's running, and I know Chris Johnson and Kingfish MKE, you have no idea of my extension into this thing. Hey, my album, it's an album, not a 45, right?
All right.
You an ink pen, I'm a king pen. Just because your hair's shaped like a bullet don't mean you're a big shot. Let me tell you that, right? So don't ever get it twisted, right? Don't pull your pants up so far where you got a camel toe because you end up with a yeast infection. You don't want to fuck with me. So I'm gonna get everybody who's new and fresh, and like the brother Ramon who's in the 414 Freedom Gang.
I see you in there, brother.
Go do your thing. Use my platform, like the 414 Freedom, the People's News Network.
People's News Network.
That's our sister. That's our Facebook group.
Go look in there, man. There's a lot of information being passed around.
And pop your shit in there.
Some interesting conversations being, you know what I'm saying?
Pop your shit in there. But I'm telling you what, if I ever give you a helping hand and you respond in kind, you can pretty much kiss my ass. And I stand on it. I'm big enough to do so. And when you see me face to face, I'll tell you the same thing. It's not going to change. So whoever you are, remember, when you up there, how it look from the bottom, understand it's going to look different when you're on the bottom looking up at the top in Outlaw Radio and the People's News Network and the People's Network and the Warrior Report and Brother Talk to T and Brother Kamar Carter. fuck in his mouth.
5 fingers for one cause.
Right.
Knock a nigga
Or how
out.
the black power.
It's gonna all come together like butt cheeks.
Yeah,
Tell me your butt cheeks
knock a
don't
devil
touch.
out.
That mean you ain't got enough booty. You sagging with your thong on. But yeah, man. So Comfort Suites here, a hotel here in the city.
Don't rent a Milwaukee resident.
30 minutes. You got to be from 30 minutes outside the city. And the Panthers went there today, and they went in as the Panthers from here do, the original Black Panthers. They're gonna ride on you if you do anything that even seemed kind of funny or shady. They went there, but white people's like, well, it's not just black people; it's all people from Milwaukee.
This is true.
Supposedly, this is based on the fact that black people who they've given rooms to have committed so many egregious acts in the past that they said we just won't do it. See, my thing for this is a no-brainer. Okay, 30 minutes outside Milwaukee, but you're in Milwaukee. Fuck you. You just won't come to your shit. See, I don't want to sit at your lunch counter if you probably gonna spit on my burger.
But give
Fuck
me
your lunch counter.
But give me the same loan to open up my own hotel that you gave them.
Right.
Give me the same loan. Give me the same zoning district, all that bullshit that you took that under, that envelope under the table that you gave to them. You know what I'm saying? Without that, give it to our people. That's all. And then it's separate but equal. We ain't asked nothing more than that.
No more, no less.
Yeah.
OG social media, live on Facebook and YouTube. It's Outlaw Radio, Living the Dream with myself, Kevin Barnes, the mouthpiece of the movement. The mayor of Chocolate City, a.k.a. the Negro Whisperer. I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it. Getting it in, man. OG social media. I got my brother Talk to Teach, Listen to Learn, man. Hello world, as we say. I got my brother Kamar Carter, your holistic health and wellness coach.
Yes, sir.
In the building. I'm getting so much. Let me give y'all some love. Nate Shear Senior said, but overstated politics is not going to save us from what's coming.
Talk about
Our people need to get our houses in order. We need to get armed up, supplied up, and everything else. Millie Queen said, check out the SADA Alert Network page, read the manifesto, and join. We want all Africans, black folks to join under one umbrella.
Yes.
Protection, prevention, rescue, training for our communities.
I like that.
Been there, done that, but I'm with you.
That's okay. We can do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again.
You like the staple singers.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Do it again. Hey, let's get a flag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A flag. You know what I'm saying?
You better hurry up while this Viagra lasts. Let's do it again, right?
Nigga, you take Viagra for the show?
No, I just throwing shit out there.
Shame on
Was
you.
the table tipped over? No. It's like, no.
What a
nasty preacher.
Oh, listen, you a PK.
The whole usher board is
you
pregnant.
a PK. Quit playing. You laid plenty hands.
A poom killer. Hey, Pamela Triple said,
Whitney Hood.
She said, picks up drink and refreshes it.
hey, that's what I'm saying.
Beverage, man.
Yeah,
beverage, man. Janoris Jenkins from the New York Giants called somebody a retard. And they cut him. It wasn't just about what he said, but the cancel culture has to go. If we're going to leave some things in 2019, I truly believe the cancel culture is one of the things. You got to stop saying you're about free speech and no censorship when all you do is go at people for their opinions. You got to stop telling me that this country is about free speech when I say how I feel, you alienate and ostracize me. That has to end. It is the hypocrisy in our democracy. Stop it. Give me freedom or give me death, right? Either let me say what the fuck I want to say, and if you don't like it, change the channel. I'm not asking anybody to love me and hold me and give me warm and tender feelings unless they feel that. I'm a big dude, right? So I always tell dudes, be like, man, I want to lose weight, right? Big dude, I want to lose weight. I'll be like, man, you just got to find a girl who likes fat dudes. And then lose weight when you get with her, right?
Y'all can do it together. Do it together.
Right. Don't get with a girl who say if you lost 10 pounds, I'd fuck. No, I'm not fucking with you.
Right.
And believe me, it's a lot of pretty black women who love Big Brother. I'm just saying. I just look like this, man. It's like Pimp C said.
What you like? Who's
That's Pimp C. That's Pimp C. I just look like this.
Okay.
That's Pimp, and he died. Chad Butler. The anniversary of his death was something that we acknowledged this week. Pimp C said, I just look like this, man. You understand? So, man, get somewhere where they love you at. Don't stop getting with people who don't love you. If somebody criticizing you, walk away from them. If you know you looking fresh in the motherfucker, somebody say, man, I would have wore them shoes, say that's cool, and walk away from their ass and never talk to them again.
Right.
You know
Somebody else think ain't none of your business.
Right. Who cares? For everyone that say no, it's FOMO that want to go. I'm just trying to tell you that. It's like my uncle. My uncle used to tell me, I got 2 women, one up the hill, one down the hill. What one won't do, the other one will. You got to believe in that. And that's the only way you're going to make it. in life because everybody's gonna try to tell you what you should do. What you said, the dressed up walk. What's that thing you say?
A raggedy ride is better than a dressed up walk every time.
Right. So if I got on tennis shoes and I'm riding, it's better than me walking in games.
Believe that. Yeah. Paul told me that.
Right. And if his name was Paul, you can believe whatever he said.
Real talk, wisdom.
All right. So man, listen, it's Outlaw Radio, man. Hit like, hit share, hit follow. We try to talk about the things that people talk about, but it makes them uncomfortable. See, I think, you got to be comfortable. You got to be cool talking about the shit that, that makes people uncomfortable. See, I'm good with talking about race with white people, but I don't give a fuck how they think about it anyways. It doesn't have shit to do with the price of tea in China because I've been a black man for 44 years. Doesn't matter what you say. You can argue and give me statistics and all kinds of probabilities and scientific reasoning. At the end of the day, which is a black people statistic, at the end of the day,
real talk,
right? At the end of the day, like we'll say, black people say, 9 out of 10 times, right?
50, 11 times.
Right,
I think it's 50, 11 times.
Right. Like I'm already skewed to politics when I say 9 out of 10 times. I'm right. You're wrong. So being black is a state of being. It's not just acting. I don't way to portray or reinforce stereotypes of the day. Like all my brothers eat chicken and watermelon, talk broken English and drug selling. Right? He's telling you right then and there. There's a way for you to be black and not be compromised. You don't have to be a coon to be successful. When we make the coons unpopular, the progressive, conscious, knowledgeable black people will become popular. And that will change the culture of our communities. Because now it's cool for me to do the right thing. Right now, we love the villain so much. And as much as I am a hip-hop dude, I do realize the damage that hip-hop has done to the community because it has told us we don't love them hoes. It has told us to fuck them bitches. It has told us to sell as much crack as you want to. It has told us that. It's distributed, it's kind of contributed to the rotting of our medulla oblongata, right? Our brain stems are rotted because they are receptors. They take in information. If your receptor takes in so much trash and you never clean it or change the filter, eventually that corruption will leak over into the machine.
Now,
right?
I think that has to do with hip hop versus rap.
Okay.
Because hip hop is what we started and they repackaged it and took our hip hop and gave it to us
as
rap.
I like how you said our hip
hop. Yeah, our shit. We made
that's our shit.
Well, just like jazz, rock and roll, blues,
country,
you know what I'm saying? All country, you know what I'm saying? Bluegrass. Listen, those people, and that's why I say we're not the same. They don't create. They steal, right?
Or kill.
Steal, kill, and destroy, right? Which is what the Bible says that the devil do. But if you go back and you look at the shit that's created, we create. Whether you're talking about the internet, whether you're talking about music, whether you're talking about fashion, hairstyles, handshakes, walk, talk, whatever, we create this shit and they come and steal it and monetize it.
Yeah.
But they don't create shit.
And then we become customers of it.
Even Betsy Ross, she sold the flag, but you had slaves. You ain't sold shit.
You don't even know if that shit's true.
Well, stop.
There might not even been nobody named
Kentucky
Betsy
Fried
Ross.
Chicken. This nigga, you ain't fried shit. You had slaves. Stop. You ain't fried a motherfucking piece of chicken.
Tennessee.
Jack Daniels. Stop. You had slaves. You didn't do shit.
You didn't even know how to get drunk.
But still, you steal. And that's what they do. We're not them. They're not us.
Right. So what y'all think about the cover speech? You booking the room?
Nah. I don't go nowhere. I ain't going nowhere.
If I thought a boycott would work, I would say boycott, but niggas don't know nothing about that.
Okay, explain that.
Niggas don't know nothing about that. It don't matter. It don't matter if somebody shoots a little girl in the head because they think they're stealing a juice. If that store offers 50% off on blunts and cigarettes, niggas will still show up.
No doubt. Outlaw Radio.
That's my experience.
Living the dream, man. Did y'all see the picture I put up of the pipes that our water is coming through?
Yeah.
Y'all see that in the People's News Network?
Yeah. Drink more water.
Right. And black people doing this when he come around. They coming when he come around. And I don't mean showing up. I mean they're there already.
And in churches.
They soil their draws.
In black churches
they are black women titties is leaking milk when he comes in. They lactate over the bullshit. You love this white man. regardless of what. Listen, I seen people in the projects when he came in. Said, "Oh, motherfucker, you live in projects. Why are you so happy to see this motherfucker?"
Right.
I was so disappointed.
But fuck him, his statement. Okay. Did you get mad when he said, like, don't you feel like the people that you described are choosing slavery?
Right. Well,
I'm no Kanye fan, by the way. Fuck that nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I was tripping how everybody got up at arms at what he said, because we got a lot of coons out there that do choose slavery. We got some people that's rooting Trump on. He said, nigger, yay. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it false? Because we need, listen, also being politically correct and freedom of speech, we need to embrace truth. Let's stop with the bullshit, because some of this shit is made up. Let's find out what's real, because we're supposed to live in a day of information right now. We all walk around with that's not us.
Bullshit.
Google, Amazon, and Wikipedia got an agenda too. So I'm just saying we use the word loosely. My point is, we got access to information that our ancestors, our grandfathers, our grandmothers didn't have. Let's use it.
Because they used to charge you for a book like they
encyclopedias, door to door, and you had to buy them in increments, right? So listen, we got all our children got that now.
They fucked up because I'm one of them kids who read them books. My mother made sure she bought them, and she said, she wasn't gonna read them.
You memorized some of them too.
Some of them I did.
I know.
I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it.
That's what they say.
Right. I smoke a little bit. I drink a little bit. I'm selling.
I thought he said you celibate.
Right, he did. He said
sell a little bit.
Sell a little
and
bit.
I buy a little bit.
No, I thought you meant you celibate.
No, I mean, if you want to give me $5, $10 a time,
I can't speak.
But if you ask me for
I know. I'm just being stuck here. I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, let me tell you something. In fairness, in his defense, a lot of married people are
sell a little bit,
and I buy a little bit. Both of them.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't do it. Sometimes I sell it. Sometimes I buy it.
Sometimes it's on credit. Both.
I done went to bed without getting none. I was sell a bit that night.
Right.
I went somewhere. Somebody said, "I buy you a bit," and I sold a little bit. And I went somewhere and I had somebody, and I gave somebody some money, so I bought a little bit.
I'm a total nasty all the time.
All the way around. I'm a Scorpio. Yes, sir.
All the time.
We'll
assume that's who you was talking to. So
right.
Play along.
Right.
Yeah, he was talking to us.
Right. Come on,
Shout out to Scarface.
What do y'all mean?
Shout out to Scarface down in Houston, man. Scarface.
What up, Face?
He's inches away from being elected. Willie D got eliminated because he has felonies. Scarface is in the runoff.
He watched
between him and another candidate, so I'm crossing my fingers and hope they call him on
Willie
Instagram.
D. Which felonies did you got, bro?
Well, Willie got plenty criminal cases.
But man. I'm just saying,
I love Willie D.
How does that eliminate him from?
Because you can't run if you have some certain.
And that's some bullshit in itself.
But there's a way you can get past it too. But they use that.
That's some bullshit in itself too, though.
I have to get on boys who's running for the
again. One should be able to change, man. Change his life. I did something. I should be able to change and come back and bust this move.
Right.
And let me tell you, if enough black people would have stood up for him, you know what I'm saying? So again, it ain't them, it's us.
Right.
It's us.
Right.
It's us.
And that may be something we have to work at now.
Do it again. Don't come try again.
That may be something we have to work at now because we
know
know
that felonies. You know
what I'm saying?
Because I didn't know that.
Willie D been on the show. Shout out to Willie D. You got to go all the way back in my archives, but Willie D was on the show. He did a great job.
Man, come back again.
We had a great conversation. Shout out to T-Brad because T-Brad's persistence got Willie on the show. This is like 3 years ago. Willie came and he gave me a warning then about Sheriff Clark, man. Y'all doing it worse. We will be legal in Illinois. Dispensaries, medical grade, high power sour is coming. Legal in Illinois. Smoke good, please, but be careful. Because they're gonna have to get on that state line, because once weed's legal down there, we're gonna be going down there to get the best.
And they're going to hotel room. Come on, man.
Man, why not? Get high all night long.
Here's something else you can do. I'm just hypothetically, and if you read Harry Potter or whatever, like you could always learn how to grow your own shit.
Right.
I'm just saying hypothetically, like that could be something that you could probably.
Well, you can't legalize. We about to smoke real good.
There's some pretty good weed here now.
Y'all better hurry.
70
years old.
70 years old, man.
The Fly Jock, Tom Joyner, and I can say this as an individual who's chosen to kind of pursue this. Sometimes it's rewarding, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a labor, But it's always a labor of love, and I understand the need, and I understand the drive to really get onto the microphone and do what you do. I understand that commitment to that, and for him to do it, 30, 40 years.
Man. Wow.
He retired this week. The Tom Jordan Morning Show is, but it opens up something for somebody like microphone stranglers, right? Let me
say, man, one of the things I loved about Tom Joyner, man, was and I missed him when he left here, our radio stations, whatever. But he would always educate you on what's going on. He would give you the latest, what's happening in the Black community.
It was good entertainment.
But at the same time, he would find a way to make you laugh about the most tragic shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some shit that about it. And I like it. Anthony Brown giving one of the things that I think this show has is something, man, we touch on some subjects, man, and we find a way to I listen back to the shows, right? And I try to do it third person or objectively, like not that was me, but just as a listener, and I find myself physically smiling or laughing, and I know we doing a little slice of what Tom Joyner is doing.
Well, when you stand on the shoulders of giants, right?
Yes.
So for that brother, I was so motivated by this thing that my undergraduate degree, I owe the government for this shit. It's in radio and television. I knew from the time I was 8 years old, this is the only thing I ever wanted to do. I can do a lot of shit very well, but this is the only thing I want to do. And donations as well.
Suggestions, donations.
Absolutely, positively love to do. I don't require getting paid for it, but eventually somebody's going to have to pay for it. And I think brothers like Tom Joyner, and when I look back and Doug Banks, and I used to listen to Hot 102 and Vern, and all these dudes.
You dating yourself now,
yeah, man. Rockman Jr., all the brothers on WNOV back in the days. As a little kid, I just remember sitting.
You ain't going to say Dr. Bop, are you?
Dr. Bop as well. O.C. White and the Soul Patrol.
You're old and from Milwaukee, right?
Wow. So just a little kid just sitting there listening, saying, man, what a cool job to just be able to sit there and just talk on that microphone.
With a DJ voice. Right. I always wondered, did they go home and talk like
that? And I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, right.
Type shit. So, hey, good job, soldier.
Yeah, man.
Live strong, man. Be
Shout
good.
out. Enjoy your life, man. Like retire. Like, but you got to find a new passion because retirement people die. Like, you got to find some shit to believe in.
Salute to you, and don't get it twisted.
Probably get a
don't get it twisted.
Okay.
There are a lot of us who are inspired by your body of work. What you've done, your commitment, your innovation to the game, millions of dollars to HBCUs.
The
always putting black first.
The family reunion, all.
Because now I see.
You might hear the star. He say he nobody, but he's sitting next to somebody, so we can all go.
Yes, sir. Leaving you tonight. Hit like, hit share, hit follow. Y'all have a good time. Beverage, go out, drink, keep your head on the swivel.
Be safe.
Be slow through the intersections. Watch out for other drunk drivers. But
Wakanda forever.
When it comes to life, you gotta understand. Sometimes you the bug, sometimes you the windshield. Sometimes you smash, and sometimes you get smashed.
Be the windshield.
I'll see y'all Wednesday night.
Peace. At least you ain't saying nothing nasty. Like you went out.
You thought I was gonna say something nasty?
Well,
you always expect me to say something nasty. No, I'm normally the most conservative person on the show.
Stop it.
Bull be trying to be conservative, but it be some shows.
I don't know. Bulls, he had a couple left turns tonight. You know what I'm saying? And that's all right. It's great.